Hello and welcome to Crazy Hank TV and another episode of Our Crazy Life.
Our Crazy Life.
How's it going? How's it been going?
I went to that one where...
Oh, from Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's my favorite part. She doesn't do it anymore.
Well,
Anyway.
she left the show.
What show?
Spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
We won't say her name so people don't know.
Okay.
But we really appreciate everybody
I don't
watching.
like the way I look, people. I'm sorry.
We really appreciate everybody watching and subscribing to the show. Again, if you want to subscribe, it's right down there.
Where? Oh, right
down
look
there.
at you. Look at you. You got fancy. You got a pen.
I always carry a pin.
Okay.
Anyway, so this time we thought we'd discuss, because our kids seem to have rules.
Rules.
And
And a knife fight?
Yeah. And when you come to your grandparents' house, there should be no rules, right?
Yes.
Or, within reason. And we're not going to do anything to hurt the child, obviously. We love the child.
And we would honor safety rules. Like,
Safety rules.
look both ways when you cross the street.
Don't
touch a hot stove. Those kind of things.
We wanted to go cliff diving one time with Zach, and they said, no. I said, all right, fine. I go, maybe he's too young for cliff diving.
Remember that time? This is I don't know if it's a funny story to you, but remember that time I was complaining to you? I went to pick up the kids on Saturdays when our kids were little. Papa Jack's dad would babysit the kids on Saturdays. So I picked them up and I would always ask, so what did they have to eat today, Papa? He said, they had shakes, they had cookies, they had...
they used to like Cheez-It.
Cheez-Its, and I was like, Papa, you've got to feed them more than just junk food. And he said to me, which he's never said anything negative, never questioned anything, always went with the flow. He said, do you still want me to babysit on Saturdays? And I said, oh, yes, I do. He goes, then I will feed him what I want. And I said, and you are right.
because we didn't, our family, everyone had a day.
Yeah.
And so it was great. I mean, I don't think we ever paid for daycare other than when they went to preschool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, family, that's why we try to help out because... I know some families can't do it, but we are capable of doing it in our family because every family member.
Yeah, we had every day one of our
aunts,
family members.
uncles, sisters. It was just a great
grandmas, great grandmas.
So it just worked out great. So it worked out great for us. So we're trying to do the same thing for our kids.
But we don't know how our family, our parents and grandparents, how they did it because I'm exhausted.
I'm worn out.
I'm worn out by the end of the day.
But but going back to the rules, they have rules about like even my mom the one time when she was feeding them back then, they were called fruit wrinkles, but they're fruit snacks now. She goes, it has fruit in it. I go, it's not fruit, it's candy. But again, it's like, okay, you're watching them, do what you want. That's how we kind of approached it. We had guidelines, but they had,
but we didn't really say much because your mom would never let them eat junk before something.
Well, my mom was always, I'm the tough grandma. They listened to me. Oh, yeah, she was really tough. But
you know what? She used to always say, Grandma used to always say, she'd say, I have no problem with the kids. They always listen to me.
They always listen to me.
And then my sister-in-law, Aunt Tam, and I would kind of joke about that. That's right. They're perfect for Grandma Bev. But you know what? I do think that kids are different than they are with their parents. I think they are different with their grandparents or their aunt or their uncle. And if you want other people to watch your kids, you want them to behave with everybody else. And maybe not so much with you. So I have to say Grandma was probably right now that I look back at it. She probably was right. They probably were good for her.
Yeah.
But we used to tease her, Aunt Tammy, your sister. I call her Aunt Tammy, I don't know why. But my sister-in-law Tammy and we used to always tease her. That's right. They're great for Grandma Bev. Anyway, enough about talking about what our kids were. Because we were talking about rules.
Rules. And so, it's like Jay and Colleen, they had certain rules.
True.
And we tried to obey those rules. I mean, we really did. I mean, about sleep time and stuff like that.
Yeah,
sure, we might be a half hour off or something like that.
Right.
But we were probably pretty good about that. But it was the food issues and stuff like that. You can't have food, but it's like...
Well, they didn't like him to eat well, Jay teases us because I used to tell him the kitchen was closed. And
with Zach, the kitchen never closed.
Right. And so when he came over to my house, I'd say, what do you want? What do you want? And she's like, and then of course, our kids go, well, when I was a kid, you used to tell me the kitchen was closed or, stuff like that.
And there are certain rules. But,
yes.
But we try to obey the rules, but it comes down to, I'll be honest with you, it comes down to this. And I told my kids this. I go, it's different being a grandparent. And you always hear, our parents used to say the same thing. We'd go, it's different when you're a grandparent. And
True.
The difference is you want your grandkids to like you and love you.
Yeah. We didn't care if our kids like this.
I mean, I'll be honest. And then people go, really? I go, I never cared if they liked me or not. These were the rules. You were going to live by my rules, and that's it. And a lot of times we clashed.
Yeah, even when they were 18, 19, and 20, when, they'd say we're adults. I said, are you paying your own bills? And when they'd say no, I go, then you're not an adult. You're not an adult, so you pay your own bills.
When you move out, you can do whatever you want.
Right.
Until then, So it is different. You want your grandkids to love you, and I mean, I don't know what it. Maybe it's because you feel okay. And maybe I made some mistakes as a parent,
Yeah, I think that's that.
and I'm trying to get some extra points so I can get into that.
Well, I used to tease my mom because my mom was, oh my gosh, she was ridiculous. She was no gray, black and white, no meant no, that was it, da 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 da, no wavering. I mean, she would warn us before we would go into the room, into a store. If you even asked me, my life would have been over. And she would tell me, she goes, if you value your life, you will be quiet. So
yeah, we never. I know as a kid, I never asked for
nothing. So
our kids were pretty good about that.
And I remember one time my mom telling me that she couldn't tell one of our kids no, and I'm like, really? You of all people could not tell one of your grandchild no? I go, and I would tell her things, and I feel bad now because I realized that she was being a grandma, and that was her privilege to not to say no, and I gave her a hard time. Just like our kids give us a hard time, how we say, wait a minute, no, they're at their grandparents' house. They can do that. What do you mean they can't? The kitchen's closed. They're closed at my house or something like that. But we do try to respect and honor our kids and what the rules are.
When they, we try not to be too, but there are times it's like, all right, that rule might just be, that's a guideline. That's kind of like guideline type thing. And we'll do it, but it's going to be like, okay, they can have an extra cookie.
Because I think we both agree, I think all children should have I don't want to say sanctuary, but I think they should come to a place, and even my own children, that when you walk in our door, I want them to feel that this is their, safe haven kind of thing where, they could say anything, no judging. There's no, I don't want to say rules because I don't want to think that they're climbing up walls and ripping things up or like that. But there's a place where they
burning down the house.
Burning down the house.
Stop playing with matches
They know
today.
when they come to their grandparents' house, it's kind of like a relief. I'm not saying that my kids are tormenting their children. I just want them to feel like they come to a place and this is where it's just a little more relaxed and there's not the discipline and we're just having it's all about them. They get our full undivided attention, right. And maybe that's why we're so exhausted at the end of the day.
They can watch what they want. I mean, obviously not watch but if it's something we may not be interested in, but we can like our granddaughter. She likes what makes her calm her down is "You're Welcome" with the Rock, Dwayne Johnson song from Moana. "You're Welcome," and literally I will put Alexa play "You're Welcome" on a loop. And it'll play nonstop.
You're welcome.
No, Alexa. That's what I was looking.
Alexa, stop playing. Anyway, so it'll play on a loop for like hours. Now it drives you crazy.
It drives. I can't do it.
But I just tune it up.
Yeah.
Or
Zach comes over. He loves Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol and Cat in the Hat.
Cat in the Hat, and so
he'll watch. But it's only certain episodes of Paw Patrol now.
Yes.
He's finicky about his Paw Patrol.
Right.
I guess finicky would be the cat thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I say more the Cat in the Hat. He's not so much finicky on the Paw Patrol.
But but again, we do it because it's our grandkids, and that's what we're going to do.
And then we make snow cones. We do all kinds of different things. Like again, we want them to come over here and have a good time. But I think for the most part, we respect their wishes, mm-hmm. and we try to follow the rules because ultimately they are their parents, and I don't want to undermine their authority. No. And that's not what we're saying here. We're not saying as grandparents we're going to undermine their authority. We support whatever the rules they have, and we, like I said, we might fudge a little bit. Like they can only have 3 cookies. Okay, well we might give them 4.
They've lightened up a little bit.
Yeah,
they're not as strict.
No, gosh, no.
Because I can think of Zach is 4.5. Mm-hmm. And over Christmas, he likes to build things a certain way, and I was trying to build something for him, and he was getting upset with me because he wasn't explaining properly how he wanted it, and he got mad at me. I was watching him and Alex, and he got mad and threw it at me, and I go, "You don't throw that at me." I think it was probably the toughest I've ever, because Jay said, "Well, I've been across the room."
You probably would have been across the room.
But it's different. I mean, it's just a different time. But like I said, I was firm though with him. I said, "You don't throw things at me. You don't throw things at anybody."
Right.
So those are things, right? It's like, okay, you're at your grandparents' house, but there's still still have some respect.
Right.
You still have to have respect for
yourself and others
people, because
right.
you want to be known as a brat.
Right.
So,
and I explained it to him because sometimes he'll lose his temper with me and he'll raise his voice, and I said, "I'm not raising my voice to you, so I would like it if you wouldn't raise your voice to me, and let's talk calmer. Or if you're not comfortable or you're not ready to talk that way to me, why don't you give yourself a break for a second, and then we'll talk again when you're calmer." I said, "But we're going to talk to each other in a nice voice, not screaming."
Whereas, to be honest with the kid, you're better with that than I am, because when they would raise their voice to me, I go, "Excuse me?" and that'd be it. There was no. Hey, let's calm down here. I was like,
yeah, you were.
I didn't.
Your philosophy was, you're a child, I'm the adult, I win.
These are my rules. And
Yeah,
this is what it's
I
gonna
was
be.
a little different than you, but I think every parent's that way. I think their mom and dads are either way. I think
Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, and I think it works well together. I was very strict with bedtimes and other things that you probably were a little more lax in than I was. So.
Well, I would start it at least.
Yeah. Okay.
But I would goof around with the kids.
Yeah, that drove me crazy.
Get them all
I always
out.
said I had 4 kids, not 3.
But anyway, that's our what we have today. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I
as far
think
as
that was
rules
it.
and
I think any other grandparent out there feels that way. And my only thing I want to say to parents out there is, I wish I would have been a little more gentler with my mother and not given her such a hard time about all the things. I was so critical every time she would, give something to my children that I didn't feel she did for me, and I would right away, give her, throw it up in her face. I would say to her, "Oh, you're just."
I never did that to my parents.
You liar. I would say to my mom, "Oh, you're just trying to get into heaven now. That's why you're being nice." And I now realize, and I'm glad I didn't.
And again, maybe that's what we're going for.
Maybe that is what we're going for.
I said maybe we need some extra
But it is
points.
different. We already raised our kids. We were the strict people. We had to do the discipline like that, and that's not our job anymore, nor do we want that job. I feel bad for some grandparents that do have to raise their children for whatever the circumstances is, and they don't have that privilege or joy to be able to do that. But I just say for people out there that maybe are a little tough on their parents when they're giving them a hard time, just like our kids do now about reminding us how we were as parents. That it is different, and we don't want to be the parent anymore. We want to be the grandparents.
We want the fun.
The fun.
We want to be the fun people. I don't know about that, but anyway, that's all we got. If you like this podcast, if you like what you're watching here, subscribe to us. Tell a friend. Spread the word around.
Spread
the word around. Anyway, it is.
It's been a long day. We were babysitting today too, so
yeah, but it was fun.
It was fun.
Fun day, and then we're babysitting 2 tomorrow.
We are. We have 2 tomorrow, and tomorrow's Valentine's Day.
Yay! But anyway, that's all we got. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Thanks, you guys. Bye.
And we're out.